Hi everyone, this is Arijit back with another YouTube video. And ये वीडियो मुझे पहले डालना चाहिए था, but I was focusing on the Super Bowl video, the NFL video that I put up today. Link will be in the description box below अगर आपने नहीं देखा है. But this is for the Formula One fans. इस weekend Brazil में Grand Prix was the Brazilian Grand Prix, and what a Grand Prix it was. I mean, whoever says that Formula One is not a sport or is a boring sport now, please just ask them to watch the highlights of this Grand Prix or watch the Grand Prix in its entirety because it was amazing. It was filled with surprises. It was filled with excitement. It was filled with some beautiful racing. I mean, you saw Leclerc Vettel going up against it. You saw Verstappen taking on Hamilton. It was beautiful racing. You saw Sainz going from the last position to the podium. So it had everything. It had excitement. It had drama. So with that, मेरे को लगा कि एक रिएक्शन वीडियो बनाना चाहिए इस पे. And so with that, इस वीडियो में I will tell you the 5 most burning things that I think happened in this Grand Prix and I think that I should be talking about. So without further ado, let's just get into it. First burning thing that I think I should be talking about is Max Verstappen, the race winner. He obviously won from pole. It was only, surprisingly, it was only his second pole in Formula One. I mean, thinking about the fact that 3 years on from the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix where he won on his debut as an 18-year-old, he has only had 2 poles in Formula One is pretty surprising to me at least, and I think it's surprising to everyone considering his talent. But he started from pole. He had a great start. He won from pole. He was great at the start, obviously, because he defended his pole position. But more than that, I think he was even more amazing with his throughout the race. When he was battling with Lewis Hamilton, he foiled the undercut attempt that Mercedes did. By they pit Hamilton early, so they thought maybe we can make this a one-stop race, and maybe Hamilton can keep those tires and win the race. But he just overtook Hamilton right after he pit, even though he was slowed in the pit lane when Kubica from Williams was released at the same time. So he was slowed down in the pit. Verstappen, he came out, he was behind Hamilton, but he overtook him. He was great. Then he again overtook him in lap 59 just after the safety car was removed. So overtaking the 6-time world champion twice in one race, it just shows his class, character, and determination. He wanted to win the race, and he drove like a champion to get it. So Max Verstappen was incredibly impressive. Second talking point is Pierre Gasly. I mean, he finished P2. He finished P2 barely. Hamilton was obviously breathing down his neck. If you saw the finish, you saw how close Hamilton was. It was just basically a car's length. But obviously, great confidence booster for Pierre Gasly. After having been demoted from Red Bull to Toro Rosso, he kept his composure and took advantage of the big boy slipping up to get that second position and to get that to go on the podium. So great day for him, great Grand Prix for him, a Grand Prix he will remember for a long time, and let's hope he uses it as a confidence booster and he carries it forward to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and to maybe even into the next season. He can impress guys at Toro Rosso and he can gain that promotion back to Red Bull. Another important thing was Carlos Sainz. I mean, Carlos Sainz, he couldn't start qualifying again because of some mechanical failure or something that was going on with his car. So he couldn't start qualifying. He started the race 20th. But he drove an amazing race. He started from the last position, as I said. He overtook cars in the beginning. I mean, if you look at a video that F1 has posted on YouTube, where it's just labeled from P20 to podium for Carlos Sainz, and it shows how he's overtaking those cars, in these initial few laps, and he was pretty amazing there. And then again, obviously, he capitalized on the Ferrari crash and the Hamilton time penalty and just Bottas retiring. So first podium for him and first podium for McLaren since 2014. So that makes me incredibly happy because McLaren are obviously a great Formula One team. It's hard to see them struggling. They have had a slump in the last 5 years, but this solidifies their resurgence. Their first podiums in 2014. Carlos Sainz brings it home. So really happy for McLaren. Really happy for Sainz. Really impressed as well. Coming to the main talking points. Number 4. Albon and Hamilton. First of all, Albon had driven a great race. He deserved the podium. It would have been a great moment for him, but unfortunately, obviously, he crashed with Lewis Hamilton. In fact, crashed with Albon, so he had to miss out on that podium. Hamilton had a good start. He overtook Vettel. If you look at the start, he just overtakes Vettel at the very beginning. I thought he had a great start, but he couldn't compete with Verstappen, who was getting the better of him all day. And obviously, then at the end came the crash with Alex Albon. He was trying to, he was fighting for the second position. He was trying to get the second position from Alex Albon, but he couldn't get it. He saw space, tried to go for it, but he just collided into Alex Albon. he got a 5 second time penalty, and Hamilton said it was his mistake and he deserved it. So who am I to say anything against it? I think I will also concur with that, and I think even as a Hamilton fan, I think he deserved that 5 second time penalty. So he got that. He ended up finishing seventh. Alex Albon missed out on that podium finish, so which is sad, but I still hope he can get some confidence from it and he can carry it forward. So number 5 on my list, the last thing, I think this is the stuff that added the most drama into the race. It was so number 5 is all the retirements. I mean, Bottas had an engine failure, so he had to retire. Engine failure or some mechanical problem, I don't exactly remember, but he had something wrong with his car, so he had to retire. Vettel and Leclerc took each other out. They were both obviously competing for spots. It's great, obviously, to see a team allowing their drivers to race against each other and to compete against each other. But obviously, it's sad to see anyone's race being ended like that. And I think both were at fault, but maybe Vettel a bit more, because if you look at the footage, he turns left and he just crashes into Vettel. It's into Leclerc. But then you can see Leclerc didn't leave Vettel any space there. So I don't know who was at fault. Maybe I think personally that Vettel was maybe just a tiny bit more at fault. So so that ended up happening. Both had punctures. Both had to drop out. So Vettel dropped out, Leclerc dropped out, Hamilton had a 5 second time penalty, Bottas dropped out. So this crazy racing is why we love Formula One. We hope for it every weekend. We hope कि ऐसा और Grand Prix हो और interest बढ़े Formula One में लोगों का और लोग देखने लगे. And this is what Formula One is all about. It's about all out racing and it's about surprises and it's about drama. So मुझे तो बहुत मजा आया as a Formula One fan watching this Brazilian Grand Prix. Hope कि आपको भी मजा आया हो. And with that, hope कि आपको ये वीडियो देखने में भी बहुत मजा आया हो. अगर आया हो तो please like, please subscribe, please share and please comment करो कि आपको कैसा लगा Brazilian Grand Prix, because I would love to hear from you guys and I would love to respond to you guys. So with that, see you guys in the next one. Again, I hope you liked watching this and please subscribe.